Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shuaib Khan. Today's tutorial is indeed an exciting one. In this tutorial, we will be creating many TV screens with the help of CC Tiler and Grid. And also, of course, we'll spice it up with some other powerful effects like optic compensation. So this is what I have made. So as you can see, the screen stretches back as it goes back. So this is optic compensation. By the way, the person that you see is me. Yeah, I used to be an actor, but one fine morning I just woke up and I said, okay, I quit acting, and I quit it. So this was one of my monologues that came handy, and I'm using it in my tutorial. So let's start the tutorial. Okay, first we'll create a new comp. This is our actor's video. So here we are, the new comp. So we'll start with the video first because everything will be laid on top of this video. So let's apply CC Tiler. So let's scale it down to, let's say, 11. Okay, now let's make a new solid layer, turn the color to black, and apply grid to it. So you come here in the grid parameters and we change the color to black. So you get these grid points here. Now let's select, as this is the center of the screen, so what we need to do is to adjust these 2 points according to the footage. Right. So here we go, we got our grid, and we can also increase the size of the borders here. It all depends again on what you like. I will go for 5. Now let's apply bevel alpha to the grid so that we get a bit of bevel edges, like a TV screen. And we change, here it's number 1, and let's change this to 1, and change the color here to green, because the whole theme of the video, whole theme of the animation is green, so that's why I'm keeping everything green. You can change the color according to your taste. Right, let's apply shadow to it as well. And again, change the color to green, and the distance, put it to 0, softness to 6. So we got our basic composition with our video playing in the TV screen, as you can see. Next step is to create the text in the TV screen. So let's turn off our actor layer and we go to text, click and write welcome. I'm zooming in and out with the center mouse scroll button, and you press space on your keyboard to move around. Okay, so let's select our text and we write space, welcome again, put some space, adjust the space and select this part only, and then Control C on your keyboard and click here and Control V. So it's never adjusted, so you have to adjust it, press a space so that it'll be adjusted. So Control V, 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 Control V. Okay, let's see. Okay, we still have got some space left. So click here, say Control V again, Control V. Now, just select here, centralize it, select here, centralize it, select here, centralize it, select here, and centralize this as well. So now we've got our basic text here. Double click on the text, Control C on your keyboard, again select the end, put the cursor here, click, enter, press enter, and Control V, press enter again, Control V, press enter again, Control V, press enter again, Control V. So if you do it too many times, sometimes it doesn't stay in the center. So what I do is basically, instead of just adjusting it here, what I do is just make a copy of this, Control D, and just bring it down. So in this way we've got our text here. Let's write this grid. Yeah, that's our actors layer. Okay, let's name this, press return, and name it grid contents. So it has got all our grid contents. So we've got our basic text. So now what we will do is just duplicate this layer by Control D on your keyboard, and then select all these and pre-compose it by layer, pre-comp, welcome. So you got our welcome text here. This is our welcome composition. Now why I copied this grid is because probably sometimes you need to make changes on the text. So if you didn't copy the grid, you would have got it like this. So you need to have the grid behind so that you know what you're doing. So that's why I copied the grid, and just right click it and say guide layer. So this, when you right click it and change it to guide layer, what happens is it doesn't show in the main composition. If I turn it off, you won't see the grid, whereas you can see it here. Okay, now we come to welcome. We have to write the rest of the text as well. So Control D and write it 2. And we go inside this comp and we delete this one, double click on the layer and write 2. This is the same method we are repeating here. We just have to centralize it, space, 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 and write 2. Need more space, centralize it, select all this, Control C, click here, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. The same method. Let's adjust it. Offsets here. Let's centralize it. Okay. Now double click it, Control C, click at the end, enter, Control V, enter, Control V, enter, Control V, or return, Control V. Sometimes you don't need to duplicate the layer, sometimes it looks like as if it's centralized, so you just have to tweak it a little bit, and so you can get away with it. Okay, so we've got our next text. In the same way, we just copy welcome text layer composition again, Control D, duplicate it by Control D, return and write Maxafter. Okay, we go inside again, and then we'll just repeat the whole thing again. Delete it and double click, write Maxafter. Okay, I've used the same method to write the text as I've shown you previously. So now let's go back to our grid contents composition. Let's bring all our text in this composition. Put our grid layer on top. Let's put these layers in order. So welcome layer comes first, 2, and then Maxafter. Put the actor on top and turn off these layers for a second. Okay, let's work on the welcome layer first. So you go to effects and presets, rewrite. Let's apply some effects to this layer first. Come to effects and presets, type Venetian, and we get Venetian blinds. So use these ones because they come with the keys already laid out. Hit U on your keyboards and you'll see the text appearing animated already for you. So we just bring these keys together because we want them to appear very quickly, and at the same time we'll change the width to 4. Cool. So we have got our welcome text here. So let's duplicate these keys because we want them to appear and then disappear as well. So let's put all the keys in one go, and then we'll copy paste all the keys to the next layers. So Control C, Control V, and go a bit forward. Control C, Control V. So text appears, stays here, and then disappears. Now we'll copy paste these keys to the rest of the layers. So we open the parameters here and select all of it here by pressing Shift. You need to do this because otherwise when you copy paste it by just pressing here and saying like here and saying Control C, then you won't get the other parameters. So it's the best is just select here and Shift and select at the end. Copy all of this, Control C, select 2 layer, Control V, select Maxafter, Control V, and actor layer, Control V. So move these layers forward to here. The rest of the layers don't need to have a long 2 seconds animation because when the animation starts, this welcome text needs to stay longer than the rest. So we need to change the keyframes for this one. Control U, and for this one I think we'll just go for 1 second only. So when we come here, bring all the keyframes here. And this one we just delete them, we don't need these. Okay, so let's turn them on. And put them in order. And this one we just bring it to frame 0 because we need to match this one with the other video that I'm going to put later. You'll understand why I did this. So far so good. Says welcome, text changes to Maxafter, and then we get a video. Now let's take our grid contents that we've been working on and drag and make a new comp. Now let's bring our video in again. By the way, this video here is I put a lot of effects to get this effect, so I hope you can experiment and get similar effects to different videos, you know, that you have. Basically it looked like this, and as you can see I've put lots of effects to get this effect. Let's scale it down. Hit S on your keyboard and bring it down to, let's turn down hit T, turn down the opacity because you need to match it. We need to put it in the frame here. Okay, get a mask tool and put a mask on it. Let's adjust the mask. Okay, press T on your keyboard, shortcut for opacity, turn it up 100%. Okay, so this is what we've got. So far so good. See why I was telling you to put the video, in this, put it like not here, put it here, because we need to match it with the video in our grids content to in our final comp. As you can see, the video is perfectly matched. So let's name this our main comp. Let's put a camera to it. Let's add a new camera and change this 35 mm. Say OK, and change this to 3D layers. Now also add a null object. Now attach this camera to the null object, so whatever we do to the null, basically the camera is attached to it. So we don't need to mess around with the camera, so it's easy to work with the null, since it's a straight zoom in and zoom out. Okay, let's animate the camera by animating the null object. So press S on your keyboard, go 1 second and 4 frames, and put a keyframe there, and go to frame 0 and scale it down to 0.01. You can also, let's put a position key as well, because we want it to zoom out, from, let's say, from its eye. Yeah. And then we come here and press S, Control C, Control V, and then we go back, we go to last frame, and then we scale it up. So this is our final video. This is how it's going to look. We're not done yet, we've got a few more things to do. Okay, let's apply an adjustment layer and type optic compensation. So this is optics compensation, and before doing that, let's apply the same Venetian tiles to our actor layer here. So as you can see, the actor, we come here to parameters and change this to 8 probably. Yeah, that looks cool. So now we've got our optic compensation. We just go to field of and increase it to, let's say, 114, and then we click reverse lens distortion, and reverses, and if we click optimal pixels, it even stretches it more. So as you can see, let's change the scale, because it's starting from white. We need to change it to, let's say, 1, so that we can see the text. Okay, let's put keyframes here for the optic compensation. Field of view, and then we just bring it back to 0. That comes to rest, as you can see. Okay, one more thing here we need to do is to put keyframes here somewhere for the actor. Just hit U on your keyboard and click this layer, click this keyframe, Control C, Control V, because I want the text, because I want the picture to change with the small video in the background. So as you see the small video appearing, you want this to change as well. Let's match it. So it starts here. Control C and Control V, and while it's coming back, we want it to come back to the bigger picture like that. Okay, then you can also add another effect to the adjustment layer, which is effects, color correction, photo filter. You can give it a different look. We have got our theme color green, so we'll stick to this color and keep it 25. So let's see how it looks. So as you can see, the optic compensation is stretching it, and then it comes back to normal screen, and then the Venetian blinds is applied to it, which is giving it a cool effect. So we have come to the end of our tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, please drop me a line. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions. Once again, my name is Shoaib Khan from Maxafter.com. See you next time. Be good. Take care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum.